Good morning and welcome into the 2022 FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup tournament. Day one of a jam-packed event starts off with the qualifying draw. Alongside my good friend Victor Mansoure, I'm Craig Feda, and we're ready for this upcoming Pool B contest between St. Lucia and Barbados. Victor, it's a beautiful morning in Miami. Might be a little bit breezy. We'll see how that comes to play here in the opening games this morning. This one kicking off between St. Lucia and Barbados on the main court of AT&T East Plaza at FTX Arena in beautiful downtown Miami. Can't wait to get it started.
Beautiful indeed, Craig, and good morning. Good morning, 3-on-3 basketball fans around the world and basketball fans in the America. Isn't it good to be here on this beautiful, shiny day for some 3-on-3 competition, the AmeriCup, the biggest tournament for the continent, and the men's and women's are going to get ready to battle it out as we see St. Lucia come on the floor. So, Craig, a very competitive tournament. Everyone at this moment really has a shot. They believe they can come up with some wins and put themselves in a position to compete further in the tournament. So it's one of those tournaments that you got to sprint. There is absolutely no room to leave anything behind or to leave things untaken care of. You got to take care of your business early and put your country in a position to go further in this tournament.
This is one of those kinds of events where it really is wide open. You see the FIBA 3x3 flags blowing there, and you might have a powerhouse team that's expected to, go very deep into Sunday's play, and you might have a small island nation where you don't expect them to do very much, but they might be a little bit more used to playing outside in the elements and a little bit more equipped to handle some breezes. It's going to be a warm day in Miami. Might be a little bit better equipped to handle some heat and humidity in November. So it could be interesting. You may deal with some slickness on the basketball because of some extra sweat going on. You don't want to just discount any of these smaller countries that have younger players, especially a country like Barbados. They're used to these kinds of elements. They're used to growing up playing on the outdoor courts, and a breeze like this might mean nothing to them at all.
That's right, Craig. And that's the beauty about the 3-on-3. FIBA really put themselves, put the 3-on-3 on the map when it was a change in FIBA to the one FIBA and made 3-on-3 an Olympic sport, that pursuit to become an Olympic sport like we had in Tokyo. And that just opened a whole avenue of competition, of calendar of play for countries, right? So on the 3-on-3 setting, really because of the dynamic of play being 10 minutes or up to 21 points, whichever comes first, really gives everyone a fair chance, to try to compete, try to put your country up on the standings, So it's really neat to see that the 3-on-3 does provide that. Different than the 5-on-5 a little bit, where we kind of know what our usual suspects might be. Here on the 3-on-3, wide open, very dynamic. Guys can go at it, compete really hard, and really, like you said, if you grew up playing in the streets, if you grew up playing in outside parks, you know that the wind can be a factor, the lighting can be a factor, the extra sweat, like you said. But hey, man, it's all in good because it's basketball. Here you see the St. Lucia players getting called upon, and I think these guys are going to be ready to answer the bell.
There you get a look at the team from St. Lucia. Number 3, Chamar Baptiste. Number 6, Keegan Preville. Number 8, Andre Jesse Louison. And number 11, Troy Louison. Baptiste, Preville, and Troy Louison all played in the 21 AmeriCup tournament for St. Lucia, so they've got some experience. 3 players over the age of 30, and they've got 3 of the top 4 players in St. Lucia on this team. There's a look at Barbados. Number 00, Rashid Maynard, just 22 years old. Number 1, Deroni Hurley. Number 3, Deveron Knight. And number 7, Joel Hunt. The oldest player for Barbados is just 25 years old. They've got 3 of the top 6 players in Barbados on this squad. In fact, Maynard, Hurley, and Knight won the Barbados 3-on-3 national championship just a couple of weeks ago with their team Rising Stars. So this is a team that is used to success, and no doubt they will be looking to replicate that here, if not just against St. Lucia, but throughout the course of this tournament.
And that's what you get, Craig. With the 3-on-3, a bit more spacing for people to operate, create that advantage, being able to break down your defender, and all of a sudden you either got a lane for yourself or you can kick it out to teammates, So a very dynamic game for those who are able to play the right angles, play with the right speed, change of pace, can really put themselves in a position to play make, either score, get fouled, or find an open teammate. So if you got those playmakers on your team, that's what you want to be relying on. We're going to see also a lot of set plays as we have a check ball up top, especially after a dead ball. As we go into live ball situation, you will see guys making a dump pass, going to screen away, or coming off a pin down. We'll see a lot of set plays, especially after dead balls, because these guys, like you said, they compete all year round. They have a good calendar to be part of, and they can't wait to showcase that here in a few minutes.
So for those basketball fans used to watching the 5-on-5 version of the game, a little bit different, obviously, with regard to some rules here in the 3-on-3. You have 2 teams of 3 on the court, plus 1 substitution. It's a 10-minute game, or the first team to 21 points. If you go to overtime, if the teams are tied after 10 minutes, it's the first to 2 in overtime wins the game. There's a 12-second shot clock as opposed to 24. There's no break after scoring. There's no halftime. There's no quarters. And perhaps one of the most exciting parts, there's going to be nonstop music throughout the course of the game. The initial possession is determined by a coin flip. And the winner of the coin flip can elect to take the ball to start the game, or they can defer to overtime in the event there is an overtime. They would get the first possession in overtime. Fouls, you get 1 free throw on a shooting foul. On a 1-point shot, any shot inside the arc is a 1-point shot. Outside the arc, it's a 2-point shot. If you're fouled behind the arc, it's 2 free throws. Each team gets 16 fouls. You get 2 free throws on team fouls 7, 8, and 9. And for team fouls 10 plus, the team gets 2 free throws and the ball possession. So those are the main rules if you are, again, not familiar with the 3-on-3 game. Different color ball as well. We're used to that iconic FIBA color pattern on the basketball. This is a little bit different. We've got yellow and blue on these basketballs.
And this Wilson basketball, Craig, he's got a great grip to it, as we see the usual, players, like you can notice real quick once you touch the ball, how comfortable you get with it. And the feedback from the 3-on-3 players on this Wilson basketball particularly is super high. People love this basketball, like you said, playing on outdoor conditions, really able to sustain what the players are looking for. So this Wilson basketball is really a success among players. As I've heard a few feedback from guys say, hey, I love playing with this basketball. It just has a good grip to it. We're able to play off of it just nicely.
Players are selected for this tournament by their national federations to represent their countries, which is a little bit different than the open network of tournaments, which includes the FIBA 3-on-3 World Tour and a lot of the pro events and university events around the world. The players don't create the teams for this event. They are selected by their national federations.
And that's where we see the whole governance going full circle. You have the national federations present, you also have the Olympic committees now be part of it because 3-on-3 is an Olympic sport. So, FIBA's vision back in 2014 at the World Congress really made a difference for this and opened up a whole new avenue. And we see 3-on-3 really grow tremendously, not only at the senior level as we're having here, the Copa America, but we also seen at youth tournaments, Olympic tournaments throughout the world and in countries where sometimes too, Craig, you might face some more challenges in being able to put a yearly calendar of competition on the 5-on-5. So now all of a sudden the 3-on-3 is able to kind of provide you with that extra layer, where guys are getting reps and really there's a lot to this that people on the fives do it on practices. There's a lot of 3-on-3s, a lot of 3-on-2s. There's a lot of breakdown to really playing smaller games in order to understand the game and spacing and timing. So here with the 3-on-3 is just a legit reflection of that as we are getting ready to start.
We are indeed underway. Andre Jesse Louison gets it. And under the basket, it's a quick, easy bucket. And St. Lucia is up 1-0. Now the kick out and the two-pointer on the way. That's good. Rashid Maynard strikes. And you see the nature of the game already. It's fast break in the half court.
It is quick, and if we see both teams take advantage, of their strength. They've, St. Lucia able to post up first play. They try to post up here again, try to pound Barbados inside, and we got called for the holding foul. And Barbados on the other side, Greg, like you said, man, no time to transition, get the ball out, kick it out, and knock down the two-pointer.
Love the playground aspect of having to take it out under the basket as St. Lucia scores again. Tie it up at 2, and now the driving right-hand layup. The frenetic pace is just fun to watch. 3-2 in favor of Barbados, and now Deveron Knight, top of the key. And now the long jumper, no good. There is no real key here. It's just the free throw line with no dotted circle below or solid circle above it. You just have the three-point arc. So the court looks a little differently as well. Nice play there in the corner, throwing it off of Charmois Baptiste by Durrani Hurley, 5'8", just 21 years old, out of Bridgetown. The number 2 ranked player in Barbados. And now a substitution for Barbados as Joel Hunt comes on.
And what we saw there,
here's Troy Louison, the long two-pointer.
Throughout the tournament, too, Barbados taking the ball inside. Referees, St. Lucia with the drive, and really referees letting them play. We're going to see some contact. We're going to see even perhaps more contact than usual on the 5-on-5 that people might be able to see, especially because this is the nature of the 3-on-3, right? Let them guys play. Let them guys figure it out.
It's a little more playground. A little more playground, a little more street ball. Long three-pointer, no good. Rebounded in the corner by Knight. And another two-pointer. You'll catch me referring to it as a three-pointer every now and again after calling so many hundreds and hundreds of basketball games. Hard not to just call it a three-pointer. Now the nice move and giving the easy lay-in for Keegan Preville.
Nice give and go that time. Got the defender off the air and continue going to the rim. That's what we tell young players out there, Craig. Give and go. Don't stand still. Make an action for yourself.
Baseline jumper, no good by Preville. And looking down the road here, Team USA not playing until tomorrow, at least as far as the men go. The women are in action later today, but you look at a guy like Jimmer Fredette, who's known for his ridiculous ball handling skills. It's almost as if his game was made for the 3-on-3 competition.
That's right, Craig. You want guys that are able to play make, the guys that are able to create for themselves. They can put the shots up, or if defenders come through, they're going to find open guys. And so glad to see, FIBA with this beautiful setup here on the Copa America 2022, and getting guys involved that really can play. and Jimmer is one of those. So people are excited to see him. Obviously, he's got a huge fan base too, especially because of his ball handling and his scoring ability. So we're excited to see him play.
Troy Luison misses the two-pointer. I caught myself there. The scoreboard initially had an extra 2 points up there. There was a long two-point shot that looked like it went through the net, but it actually went under the rim and ripped the net as if it had gone through. They initially credited St. Lucia with an extra 2 points, but now it's back at 3-3. Nice driving layup by Deveron Knight with the right hand, and Barbados back on top 4-3.
And that's what you do, Deveron. You're a big body. You know, take the ball inside. You see right there, they cannot stop you unless they're going to foul. So the ability to get through the lane, 1-2 step, you know, strong left shoulder, and finish that off the glass, really close to it. Hey, take the ball to the hoop. Good things are going to happen to you.
Neither of these teams particularly big. Joel Hunt, the largest player at 6'4", as stolen away by Barbados. Now the wicked crossover, the drive up off the glass, no good. Rebound to Troy Luison. His three-pointer misses. The putback won't go, but a foul called.
And good job there at that time by Andre. You know, the ability to play the offensive glass, you know, especially on the 3-on-3, there's a lot of spacing. So if your teammate's taking that shot, go to the glass, go to the opposite side. Many of the times the ball will come your way. And as many coaches say, you know, the easiest way for you to get a bucket, it's either on a wide open layup or through an offensive rebound, as we see some of the early highlights on this beautiful 3-on-3 out of Copa America, out of Miami, Craig, and could not ask for a better start.
Barbados with a 4-3 lead, 6:32 to play in this opening game of the 2022 FIBA 3-on-3 AmeriCup. Free throw missed by Andre Luison. For more information about 3-on-3 basketball, including events, rules, and much more, visit FIBA 3x3.basketball. You can also visit the official tournament website for stats, photos, videos, highlights, recaps at FIBA.basketball/3x3 AmeriCup/2022. Troy Luison hits the long two-pointer, yeah.
He did, Craig, because his defender tried to go for the steal, stayed back, and he took advantage. And we see now another two-pointer.
Yeah, now a bank job. St. Lucia briefly had its first lead. Now Shamar Baptiste loses it out of bounds. It'll be Barbados ball.
Guys are getting their first games in, you know, try to get that adrenaline off, man. It's so tough. You know, you prep for this, all of a sudden you show up for the big lights. It takes a couple of minutes.
What a beautiful layup with the right hand by Rashid Maynard, and Barbados with the 2-point advantage. Now the reverse won't go by Andre Luison. Up off the glass, no. Gets it back yet again. Troy Luison, wide open two-pointer. Splash that one. St. Lucia ties it back up at 7. 5:18 to play in this opening contest.
Barbados a little bit over-aggressive on their defense, and then they're kind of breaking down a little bit, allowing St. Lucia to wide open shots or drives through the lane.
St. Lucia now with its second lead, 8-7. Two-pointer missed. As you look at our score box on the screen, it shows the score as well as the number of team fouls. Barbados with 3 team fouls, St. Lucia with just 1. That two-pointer missed.
Troy had a bit of a heat check that time. He made 2 from the left side. He's like, let me try it from the right side. But that time just came up way short.
Oh, Oh, beautiful spinning turnaround. Well, Hunt could not convert. Pardon, that was Deveron Knight.
And Deveron with a good job there. Just one solid dribble, ready to go right back up. And St. Lucia had no option rather than foul.
Maynard on the kick out. Drive and dish there. As Hurley gets fouled. And now the two-pointer launched. Maynard the rebound. Open deuce, that's good. Shamar Baptiste gives St. Lucia a 10-7 lead. St. Lucia coming into this one, the number 10 seed overall. Barbados seeded 18th. Number 1 seed is Team USA, the defending gold medalists. Brazil won silver in this event last year. Dominican Republic won bronze. On the women's side is Team USA winning gold, Brazil winning silver, and Team Canada winning the bronze. We will see the Canadian women in action tomorrow with the world number 1 female 3-on-3 player, Catherine Plouffe. Saw a lot of her with
here,
the
Craig.
Yeah.
So my understanding is St. Lucia, call the timeout. They have, they're going to have the possession here. They just want to talk things over for a second. Barbados will have the ball, but St. Lucia called the timeout. They want to talk it over for a second. They got the 3-point lead with just 4 minutes to go, even though that doesn't mean nothing with the long twos. But it's good to regroup here and see if we can finish it off. Barbados, on the other hand, man, they're right in it.
That little floater there by Rashid Maynard floats out of bounds, and it'll be a St. Lucia ball. 3:47 to play. St. Lucia with a 3-point lead. Back out to Louison, and that is good for 2. St. Lucia starting to pull away from Barbados. St. Lucia didn't take its first lead until several minutes into the game, and now two-pointer by Barbados pulls them back to within 3. Stolen away by Maynard. Poked out of bounds. It'll stay with Barbados. Here's Maynard. Thought about the step-back deuce. Beautiful hanging jumper in the lane is up and good.
Maynard really making good decisions. Really making good decision here, Greg. You see Maynard, knocking down the outside shot, able to get his man on the post up. So Maynard really keeping Barbados here on the fight.
Keegan Preville misses the two-pointer, and now Barbados with a chance to tie it up. The two-pointer no good. Rebound to St. Lucia. Ball tipped out of bounds. That'll stay with St. Lucia. 2:39 to play. Don't forget, if the teams are tied after 10 minutes, we go to overtime. And the first team to score 2 points in overtime wins the game.
You see right there, check ball up top to start. I mean, you absolutely got to
love that playground aspect of it. A three-pointer by Troy. Louison misses.
So with the quick shot clock, just 12 seconds, you definitely got to be on an operation mode. You cannot sit back. You have got to attack because you don't have enough time. At the same time, there's enough time here with 2:28 for Barbados to really try to, tie this game or cut into this lead.
I don't think we've even mentioned the shot clock in this game yet. I don't think there's been any danger of someone not getting a shot off in 12 seconds.
12 seconds indeed, and guys are quick, man. Get that ball out, get the clearance, outside the arc, and go to work.
Another two that rings out for Hunt, and now St. Lucia on the attack. Keegan Prebill with the easy lean in. 2 minutes to play.
Good job by St.
by
Lucia.
3.
You know, Craig, in recognizing that mismatch down low, just a seal to get into a good angle and receiving that pass and just being able to go up and score. So good job by St. Lucia in recognizing that inside game.
Kick out 3 as the shot clock expires. There's the shot clock for the first time. Troy Louison up top. Now the spinning drive. Is that going to be offensive?
With perhaps the double whistle, maybe he's going to give it a travel before that charge, before that elbowed him in the chest. But as we didn't see what we didn't have good camera angle there, but it seems like it was a travel with a couple of whistles, beep, 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 like stop travel. I think that's what happened there.
Minute 26 to play.
And this is it right here. Barbados got to get some stops and go right back, try to cut through this lead.
Careless with the ball there by Andre Louison, and the two-pointer is up and good. It's a one-point game as we approach the 1 minute mark. Count the bucket. So Troy Louison will try to complete the and one. Beautiful kind of Euro step there.
That's right. Recognize the defender was coming to help. Able to step outside the defender, finish on the other side.
Troy Louison gives St. Lucia a 3-point lead from the corner. That is up and good. Barbados back to within 1 on the three-pointer by Maynard. Now we are at 50 seconds to play. St. Lucia on top, 15-14.
And with that foul right there, that's the 16th foul for St. Lucia. Barbados will be shooting bonus on the next foul.
Stolen away, and then
good call here by the ref. I thought so too. Yes. Yeah. On that dispute right there, St. Lucia had possession, and good call by the ref in recognizing there was a push. As we see good call.
.38 seconds. St. Lucia on top by 1. Off the glass, up and good. Troy Louison. The quick 2 is up, and we are tied at 16. 25 seconds to play. And the foul called, and now Barbados sends St. Lucia to the line. That's going to be Charmois Baptiste. Yeah.
Send him to the line indeed. He just had too much momentum near the basket, knowing that with the 23 seconds here to go, make him earn it at the free throw line.
Again, one shot following a shooting foul on a one-pointer. St. Lucia up by 1 on the free throw, and the miss, Troy Louison tracks it down. 17 seconds to play. Off the glass, spinning reverse, and good.
And
beautiful play there by Andre Jesse Louison. You think with a right-hand player they're going to spin to their left, but he went back to the right side. And a steal. And St. Lucia may be able to ice this one out. Yeah.
They got a
ball handling by Troy Louison. And St. Lucia will hang on. 17-16. Next up, Guyana and Aruba. Over Barbados in the opening game of the 2022 FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup. And this game, Victor, was everything that was beautiful about the 3x3 game. Frenetic energy, comes down to the wire, some strategy, Just a whole lot of fun to open us up here in Miami.
Whole lot of fun, very competitive game. St. Lucia coming up on top. They kind of led this game throughout the way, had Barbados come close here in the end, and when they knocked down those outside shots, those back-to-back twos to put them up. So that's what we're going to see with the 10 minutes, or either the 21 points. We're going to see some really close games. And so it's good to see St. Lucia starting out the right way, and Barbados, tough outing for them, but they're not done yet. So first one's in the book, Craig, but this has been a good one to start. And if we're going to get games like this throughout the whole day, we're in for a good one.
Our next game is coming up at 10:20 a.m. Beg your pardon, it's coming up at 8:55 a.m. Eastern Time. Sorry, Central Time. 9:55 a.m. Eastern Time between Guyana and Aruba. So in just a couple of moments here, don't forget the St. Lucia Barbados game got a little bit of a late start, so we will let you know what we're going to do here in just a couple of moments. If this game between Guyana and Aruba is going to be taking place, you are going to assume that they're going to have their regular time to warm up following the conclusion of this St. Lucia Barbados game.
First, we have Team Guyana.
As they are bringing Guyana and Aruba onto the court right now. Troy Louison had 9 points for St. Lucia in that game. 4 one-pointers and 2 two-pointers. Andre Jesse Louison had 3. Shamar Baptiste had 3. And Keegan Preville had 2. For Barbados, Rashid Maynard, 13 points. He hit 6 two-pointers. Deroni Hurley had 1. Deveron Knight had 2. And Joel Hunt did not score. So Guyana and Aruba being introduced.
Team Aruba.
There you see Team Aruba. Number 7, Dwayne Viotti. Number 12, Irvin Viltus. Number 21, Jadeward Ashby. And number 24, Andre Bryson. A small team, Aruba. Their tallest player, 6'1", Dwayne Viotti. Team Guyana. Number 3, Nicolai Smith. Number 4, Delroy James. Number 5, Gordon James. And number 10, Shelroy Thomas.
Again, Craig, early on this tournament, both teams, both Guyana and Aruba, really going to come out here, try to get into the winning column, and guys have that hope. This was, once again, FIBA's vision to have the 3-on-3 be able to touch the federations and give them a platform to compete. So here they are on the biggest stage for the continent on the 3-on-3. So Guyana, a place that I have been and checked their basketball structure out. Absolutely love it. Great people, and here Aruba too. So let's see what these both guys can compete, like you said, and try to take out the athleticism and try to make it a faster game, and rather than try to win it up top on the vertical.
Pull-up jumper by Andre Bryson, no good. Rebound, Gordon James. Delroy and Gordon James and Shelroy Thomas for Guyana. They have not had a lot of 3-on-3 experience. For the Jameses, it's their first 3-on-3 event. For Shelroy Thomas, just his second event. Nicolai Smith, this is his 7th 3-on-3 event. For Aruba, Dwayne Viotti played in the 21 AmeriCup 3-on-3, as did Andre Bryson. And Irvin Viltus and Jadeward Ashby both started playing 3-on-3 in 2016. at least in official sanctioned events, as Guyana takes the early 2-0 lead.
And Guyana wasting no time here, Craig. Putting the ball on the deck, going to the rack, making sure that Aruba is on their heels. So they've scored twice inside, and here getting fouled. So their first 3 points really close to the basket. That's how you start, man. You impose your will early on by taking the ball to the basket.
Aruba might be the smallest team in this tournament. So we'll see how they are able to compete against some of the trees, with Gordon James at 6'7" going up for the easy putback to give Guyana an early 4-0 lead. And now the turnover. Again, just too much size for Guyana early on. They're giving Aruba fits right now. Guyana coming into this game seeded 13th in this tournament. Aruba seeded 16th.
As we saw the beautiful behind the pass there by Shelroy to Gordon. Gordon, like you said, just too much size right now, just being able to beat up Aruba on that glass inside. So they gotta handle him.
2-pointer by Viltus, no good. And this is where Aruba really is mismatched on the rebound game. Of course, they get one there on the defensive end.
And that's where you got to stay disciplined, Craig. Stay with your guys, stay with your principles. Don't break down defensively trying to go for steals or over-helping. Stay with guys. That way when the shot goes up, you have someone to box out and try to fight for that rebound.
Baseline jumper by Gordon James, no good, and stays 4-0. That 2-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Nikolai Smith. He launches the long deuce. That's no good. Rebounded by Viltus. Lots of experience for Guyana. Gordon James, 42 years old. Delroy James, 36. Shelroy Thomas, 31. Nikolai Smith, 29 years old. And with the exception of Dwayne Viotti for Aruba at age 33. Viltus and Bryson, each 20 years old. Jadeward Ashby, just 21.
As we see right there, referee from the top calling the over the back on that rebound.
Shelroy Thomas, the hanger from 15, no. And Andre Bryson steps on the sideline, yeah.
Good catch by the ref, and we've seen both of these teams, both got to settle down for a second. Try to get more spacing. Don't drive into where you have action going on. Really try to settle before you make an action. That way you're going to be more synchronized and try to find more room.
2-pointer missed.
Oh, with the back-to-back blocks by Gordon,
yeah.
Craig. Are you kidding me? If he got gone one more time with that, Dwayne, he would have got it blocked third time. Took that one from Miami all the way to Fort Lauderdale. We see one right there, give me that, and then the West Palm Beach right after.
Little downtown block party. Timeout on the floor. Once again, we're glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world, alongside my partner and good friend, Victor Mansoure. My name's Craig Fada. This is the 2022 FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup tournament. Starting off with a few games on the men's side, then we'll switch over to the women later this morning. We're on the main court, the AT&T East Plaza at FTX Arena in beautiful downtown Miami. You see the breeze is blowing. Flags in the background. Doesn't seem to have had too much impact just yet. The long deuce by Viotti is good with the shot clock running down. Again, 12-second shot clock hasn't come into play much these first couple of games, as you see the energy and the pace of these games can only be described as frenetic.
Frenetic indeed, and you got to be athletic to come out here, man. I mean, you got to quickly transition from defense to offense or offense to defense, matchup, switch, fight fight for rebounding positions, attack the rim. So a lot of the players, my friends that do play 3-on-3 in a competitive level, they say, hey, this is the real deal, man. You have to be in shape or you get embarrassed out here real quick.
On the other hand, you don't have the full court to run up and down, so this game extends the careers of some players. You see guys playing into their 30s and 40s. We've already seen some players. You've got Gordon James for Guyana at age 42. And again, you get a guy like Jimmer Fredette for Team USA. He's, I believe, 33 years old. So it's not as hard on the body because you don't have so much distance to travel, but you're doing an awful lot in the half-court set.
Doing an awful lot, and not only physically, Craig, as well as technically, right? Here you are, you have to be able to put the ball on the ground, play make, find their open teammates, knock down shots, knock down open shots. So it requires you to have a well-developed skill set to go along with those physical attributes. So you got to be ready to come out here, man. This is the real deal at the Copa America down in Miami.
So now Aruba on top 6-5, but Shelroy Thomas takes the lead back for Guyana at 7-6 with the deuce and a foul called. 5:32 to play. Again, 10-minute games. First team to 21 wins. If you're tied after 10 minutes, you go to overtime. And it's the first team to 2 in OT. Free throw missed right there. Off the glass in the lane, no. Three-pointer by Viotti, short. And it's going to be out of bounds to Guyana. Coming up on the halfway mark of this game. Relatively low scoring. Good attack there by Nikolai Smith, but he could not convert. And now here's Aruba on the attack. Two-pointer is up and good.
Oh, Aruba taking advantage, Craig. Like we said, they're smaller players out there, so spreading out the court and finding guys on that kick out. And this two-point shot's really working out for them as they're up 8-6.
They had Jadeward Ashby open again for the two-pointer, but the pass was intercepted by Shelroy Thomas using some of that length defensively, as we've seen Guyana do in this game. That three-pointer is up and good. Dwayne Viotti, and it's a 10-6 lead for Aruba.
Yeah, we are seeing this outside shot work out for them. So timeout called on the floor. Aruba really coming through, Craig, finding guys on the perimeter. Guyana maybe perhaps over helping a little bit, with the bigger guys staying in the key. And Aruba has nothing to do with that, as we see right there. Jones just going to work on the offensive glass, and here, no hesitation whatsoever. Shot clock winding down. Just put it up, young man. And then you got to respect his shot. So take the ball to the rack and able to finish up strong and fight for those rebounds. Definitely is what getting Aruba back in this game. Being able to fight for the rebound. Beautiful camera angle right there and the outside shot. So 4:27, and we got a good one, Craig.
Drive by Nikolai Smith. He misses, but he will go to the free throw line. Fourth team foul on Aruba.
Strong take, put the ball on the ground. 1-2 step, hold that ball tight, man. Hold it strong, and there's no way you can be stopped unless you're gonna get fouled. So for the young ones watching out there, you don't have to complicate it too much. Just make sure you put it on the ground with enough speed, enough angle to protect it and go up strong with it.
Ball out of bounds into the VIP seats, also known as the Victor Mansoure section. The VIP of VIPs, my brother.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm just so happy to see FIBA 3-on-3 in Miami with a beautiful setup here at the FTX Arena, and they put together the 5-on-5, the 3-on-3, the playground and and the NBA game. And this is just one example, of what 3-on-3 really brings. And so happy to see this as an Olympic sport and an avenue for people to compete.
42-year-old Gordon James, Guyana back to within 2, and now Guyana back to within 1 with 3:37 to play. Players on the floor fighting for it. Shelroy Thomas and Andre Bryson.
You got to respect that. Ball on the ground, both players on the floor fighting for it. This is exactly what you do. Again, you represent your country here. This is the big deal. This is a real deal, So that ball on the floor, those 50-50 balls, we better see both teams on it, both countries on it, because, again, you're playing for all the marbles.
I hadn't seen the court before today at this venue. I was hoping they were going to have one of those newly approved clear plastic ones with the lighting underneath and everything. That was just approved by FIBA for play, wasn't it?
That has just been approved. It is going to come through at some point here. We're going to see one of those tournaments. But you're absolutely right, man. Can you imagine what kind of environment that would be? What kind of dynamic that will bring to the game? The ability for the flooring just to switch with the lighting. It's going to be so cool to see. And basketball is just growing so much, right? We see the product, all over. So, man, it's good to see the men's and women's out here in the Copa America. And once those court, like you said, Craig, become more available and around the world, I think we're going to become even more appealing, more entertaining than what the game already is. So can't wait for those either.
I mean, a court like that is just made for the 3-on-3 game because you have music going all the time. You could have the lighting effects, have the lights under the court turn red when the shot clock gets under 5. You could have the green of Guyana highlighting under the court when they have the ball, and then the red. I mean, there's just so much you could do with it.
Yeah, and let's give FIBA credit. They've been able to understand the market, understand the clientele, and being able to put a nice, appealing product for everybody watching. A beautiful block here, Craig.
Another block by Gordon James. As it looked like Viotti had the clear path to the basket, and James just comes in out of nowhere and says, "No, sir."
Beautiful angle there indeed. Just saying, this is Miami, but it's also my house. Don't bring that in here.
And a shot clock violation, our first one of the day, after the blocked shot by Gordon James. You don't see any real big bangers looking up and down the rosters. There's a couple of bigger players in there, but the biggest guys you're going to see are that 6'7", 6'8" area, because they also need to be versatile and quick enough to transition from offense to defense. They need to handle the ball. So you're not going to see a lot of the big traditional 5-type guys in this game.
No, Craig, you need athletic guys that can play multiple positions, that can switch, that can guard the ball handler and also guard post-up play. So you're absolutely right. You need more overall well-rounded players to be able to compete at this level.
Attempt to tie by Jadeward Ashby, no good, as we are approaching 2.5 minutes to play. Guyana back on top 12-10.
Aruba has been able to get themselves in this game, Craig. Let's see if now they can try to finish it off. Or else Guyana might just come out with this. They've been playing from behind. Aruba has, again, 2:34 to go. Crucial that every possession you get a good shot off.
Drive by Nicolai Smith ends up with a miss, and here comes Bryson. Hanging, no. Rebound, Gordon James. Now the lob inside. Kick out to Shelroy Thomas. His shot's blocked. Gets it back, puts it up along the baseline, and good. And it's a 3-point lead now for Guyana with 2:10 to play. Biltis Hits the rim on his way up. Three-pointer, no good. Rather, two-pointer again. Got to catch myself.
And every time Guyana has gone down low to Gordon, Gordon with that size advantage that we've been speaking about, good things have happened for them. So with 2 minutes to go here, you want to try to go back into that game plan, because Gordon can either get a score himself or he can find an open teammate on a double.
That time, Bryson draws the foul on Gordon James. Bryson at 5'10", driving on the 6'10", or 6'7" Gordon James. So Bryson to the free throw line for one. 6th team foul. Rather, 16 fouls for Aruba, 5 now for Guyana. 14-10 now in favor of Guyana. Minute 38 to play. Three-pointer on the way from Viotti, misses. Another rebound for Gordon James. Can't really milk a lot of clock in this game either with a 12-second shot clock.
Nope, you got to go. No time to reset or to waste time, like you said. Milk some clock. You got to attack. 12 seconds is a real quick shot clock. So there you go. That's why you see guys firing left and right.
Three-pointers. Shelroy Thomas with that one. It's 17-10, and now a deuce by Aruba, making it 17-12 with now 1 minute to play. Shot off the glass misses by Gordon James. The putback by Nikolai Smith is good, 18-12. And now a three up and good by Viltus. And now a timeout called.
Well, I believe actually, Craig, is going to be
to play.
I believe it's going to be a technical foul here, as you see Viotti not giving enough room for Guyana to take that ball out after the basket.
Yes.
So the first time was a warning, and now, from my understanding, it's going to be a technical foul versus Viotti, because you have got to allow the offensive team to play it from underneath the basket outside the restricted area.
Right.
So it's going to be one shot plus possession most likely here for Guyana.
That indeed is the rule. One free throw, no change of possession. And that is up and good for Shelroy Thomas, the 31-year-old from Wakwani.
Guyana can win the game here with the 2.
They're going for it. Missed wide left. Viltus, the floater, high off the glass, won't go. Fought for his own rebound, but James had it momentarily. Aruba gets it back. Another missed two-pointer. Viotti again, the miss. Rebound, Shelroy Thomas. 20 seconds to play. 5-point lead for Guyana. They can make a little dent in the clock here. Driving layup is up and good. And it's 20-14. 7 seconds to play. And Guyana can just dribble this out. That's what they do, and it's Guyana 2014 over Aruba.
Next up, St. Lucia versus Jamaica.
Our next game is going to be St. Lucia versus Jamaica.
We just seen St. Lucia get a win versus Barbados. Let's see what they do against.
Not a lot of time for St. Lucia to get rest. They just defeated Barbados 17-16 a few moments ago.
As we see some
In
of
that
the
game
highlights
for
here,
Guyana,
Craig.
yeah,
Mhm.
in that game for Guyana, Shelroy Thomas, 11 points. Gordon James had 5. Nikolai Smith had 4. They scored 20 points with making only one two-pointer in that game. Gordon James did not score. For Aruba, Dwayne Viotti had 6 points and a pair of 2-pointers. Urban Stone Viltus, 5 points and 2 3-pointers, rather 2 2-pointers. Jadeward Ashby had 2 points and Andre Bryson had 1. So now we are on to the next contest, St. Lucia and Jamaica. Jamaica playing its first game in this tournament. St. Lucia, as we mentioned a few moments ago, defeated Barbados 17-16. And we're going to see one of the larger players in this tournament. A couple of the larger players in this tournament for Jamaica in Kevin Foster and David Gordon. Talk about them in just a moment. Once again, we are so glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world, for the 2022 FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup tournament live in Miami, outside FTX Arena in the AT&T East Plaza on the main court. There you get a look at Team Jamaica. Number 3, Kevin Foster at 6'11". Number 8, Wainby Rose at 5'11". Number 11, Malik Maitland at 5'10". And number 23, David Gordon at 6'10". So interesting lineup for Jamaica. They've got 2 bigs and 2 smalls.
Yeah, and that's why, Jamaica, Craig, a federation that just, people love basketball in the country, a federation that's been working hard and really try to elevate Jamaica basketball into new levels, So St. Lucia, they're going to have their hands full here. Like you said, a very athletic Jamaica team. They're able to, get the ball inside of their bigs or play make from the outside as well. So this will be an interesting matchup for both countries. But great to see both St. Lucia and Jamaica here with strong squads and try to put a good outing here in the Copa America.
You see the coin flip. Again, if you're just joining us, initial possession determined by the coin flip. The winner of the toss has the option to start the game with the ball, or they can defer to overtime and have the first possession of overtime if it gets that far. Again, the lineup for St. Lucia: Shamar Baptiste, Keegan Preville, Andre Louison, and Troy Louison. They defeated Barbados just a little bit ago, 17-16, so they're looking for their second win in this qualifying draw phase. Early 2-pointer misses, and it's going to be Jamaica ball. Foster over to Rose, back to Foster. His little jump hook is good, and Jamaica tallies the first point of this one. Rebound Preville, back out to Andre Louison. Back up top with a stutter step by Troy Louison. His shot is short, gets his own rebound up and in.
Good help defense that time by Jamaica, but stayed with the play and able to go right back up after the offensive rebound.
Kevin Foster missing from in close, and now the long deuce no good by Troy Louison. And Victor, if Jamaica is going to be successful, they're going to take advantage of that height inside. They can't miss those shots off the glass like that.
You cannot, and that's where you see, you try to break the sweat, you try to get that adrenaline off your body, man. You build up to come up and play a big tournament like this when the lights are on. And St. Lucia, on the other hand, they've got a sweat already. They've played a game, so they don't have that issue, and that really you see right there can be a factor.
Keegan Preville with the 2-pointer from the corner gives St. Lucia a 3-1 lead. Out of bounds, it's going to be St. Lucia ball. Alongside my partner, Victor Mansouri, I'm Craig Fada, hoping you are enjoying this game so far. Game number 3 on the day at the 2022 FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup tournament. I'm sure, Victor, we're going to lose track as to what number game we're on. I think we've got 15 games today.
15 games today, and don't we absolutely love this setup? You know, shout out, you know, to the FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup and the countries participating, those watching us live from the FIBA 3x3 tournament YouTube channel. We're going to be here all day, all weekend, and we are just getting started.
Lucia hits the backboard on his way up. And that's going to be, actually, they're going to call a foul on that, first foul of the game. So Andre Jesse Lucia connects on the free throw, and it is a 5-1 lead for St. Lucia. There's the driving layup by Kevin Foster.
Kevin Foster with a beautiful move, Craig, in and out, crossed over to his left and just had a wide open layup. So good job by Kevin. Let's see if we can get more of those.
Nice ball handling by the 6'11", 33-year-old.
As we see our good friend referee Angel Martinez. There he is. We got a good close-up on him. That's Angel Martinez, a very well-known referee in the international level from Puerto Rico, has done several 3-on-3 tournaments. It is an absolute pleasure to see him work.
And this has to be a nice change of pace for the officials as well. They're not running as much.
Good change of pace, and quite differently, also a different dynamic, right? Game with more contact, you know, like you said, different dynamic, shot goes up. There's a lot going on, so it's good for the referees to also get that angle.
That deuce is good for Andre Lucia.
Jamaica right here, they better buckle down and try to get some stops. You don't want to fall behind too much early on. Seemed like the shot clock went before that shot, Craig, but the referee let it go.
I thought the same thing.
I thought I heard it before the ball left his left hand on that layup, but referees did not call, so it's going to count.
St. Lucia on top 7-3, and now the foul called.
And that's what Jamaica has to do. Things aren't going away. Put your head down, go to the rack. You see right there, St. Lucia had no option but to make him earn.
Yeah.
Batiste make him earn at the free throw line. That's what you do. Put the ball down, go to the rack.
Free throw up and good, and it's 7-4 in favor of St. Lucia. Just under 7 minutes to play in this one. Oh, beautiful hesitation move, but it just won't go for Troy Lucia. Troy had 9 points in St. Lucia's first game against Barbados. And now foul called against Shamar Baptiste, trying to keep out the much larger David Gordon.
Yeah, David Gordon should take...
First 3-on-3 event for Wayne Rose, Malik Maitland, and David Gordon for Jamaica. It's actually the second 3-on-3 event for Malik Maitland. A good mix of youth and veteran for Jamaica. Kevin Foster, 33 years old. Wayne Rose, 36. Malik Maitland, 26. David Gordon, 21. Good experience for St. Lucia as well as their youngest player, Troy Lucia, 28 years old. As we had a TV timeout on the floor. I didn't get to take it. How about you, Victor?
Yeah, we didn't get no timeout, and we're right here back in action. And back in action, that's what Jamaica has to do. They got to keep taking the ball to the rack. They just have a more physical team, more athletic team. They got to take advantage of that height.
Three-pointer missed by Baptiste, but St. Lucia gets it back, and now the foul called on Kevin Foster. Boy, you could hear that one.
Yep, Foster got called with a foul and good challenge upstairs. That block actually was at the same time as they hit the backboard, so no goaltend here at the play. And Jamaica has to be a little bit more disciplined. They're getting broken down defensively, especially on the closeouts, Greg. You see guys overplaying those closeouts and just giving up free lanes after a jab or two.
Shamar Baptiste makes the free throw, and then Foster the layup. So it's 8-5 in favor of St. Lucia. Hanger from 12 feet, no good. Rebounded by Foster. He launches the deuce. That's good! Kevin Foster gets Jamaica back to within one.
Big shot Foster. Now, can they stay disciplined on the defensive end to not allow St. Lucia just a wide open lanes?
Troy Luison answers. Beg your pardon. I think that missed. I thought that went straight through. Our angle here.
Is that lane that I've been speaking about?
Yeah.
That discipline on the defensive end, Greg. Jamaica right now, they just look flat in terms of they're standing up. They're not within, it's a similar principles. To keep your man in front of you, don't allow them to just have an easy way to the basket.
Jamaica ties it up at 9. 3 misses badly, and a shot clock violation.
Angel Martinez, very respected referee in Puerto Rico and around the world.
Oh, yeah.
We speak with young players and professional players. Everybody knows Angel and everything he has given back to this game.
David Gordon with the easy shot in close gives Jamaica its first lead of this game. Now here comes Rose off the glass and in, and now Jamaica starting to assert itself.
Rose just a smooth operator, Greg. You see him right here, just the ability to put it on the rack, crossover left to right. So Rose, let's see if he can do more of that throughout this game or throughout the tournament. But he's got a smooth game to him.
Now the bump by Troy Luison. As David Gordon has a seat. Malik Maitland comes on, so smaller lineup now for Jamaica with Wayanmi Rose at 5'11" and Malik Maitland at 5'10". Let's go along with Kevin Foster at 6'11". And the drive by Rose, he kicks it out. The two-pointer missed by Maitland. And the player didn't establish himself. Troy Luison came back in from out of bounds. Did not establish himself, so it's going to be Jamaica ball.
You see the referee there. You got to put both of your feet in. Like you said, establish yourself, both of your feet in the court before you're able to touch it. Didn't happen that time. See Rose right here lining him up. He's got this one-on-one game that's killer.
12-10,
Jamaica on top by 2 now, 12-10. Not many fouls called in this game so far, but I imagine as we draw the clock farther down, we're going to start seeing more fouls. So now Keegan Preville has a seat. It's going to be Baptiste and the Louisons on the floor.
A good timeout call. Huddle up, talk things over here, because with the 2-point game, just over 3 minutes to go, these are crucial moments here. Like we said, it's a short tournament, Greg. You got to pick up the wins. You got to pick all of them. Leave none of them on the table. So it is a crucial moment in the game. attack it strategically. What are you going to do? Who are you going to go to? Who do you have to stop in order to get this win?
After the conclusion of this one, it's going to be Ecuador and Haiti. A couple of teams we haven't seen yet. St. Lucia, the first repeat team we've seen, as they played in the tournament opener against Barbados, won 17-16. There will be a couple of gaps in play as the Colombian men ended up not fielding a team, so the games they had scheduled were moved up to start this tournament. So we essentially started with 3 forfeits by Colombia. And now the deuce from the corner, a little too strong by Troy Louison.
And decision making that time. Not a good angle by Louison. You know, he was, even though he was able to get there to that corner first and might have a shot, once he lined up, seemed like he didn't have the best angle, just overthrew it. Again, very important possessions here with just under 3 minutes to go. You got to make smart decisions.
And a shot clock violation against St. Lucia. Don't forget, 12-second shot clock in this game. Saw the flags in the background starting to kick up a little bit as well. They are pretty still right now, but just a few moments ago, you saw those black FIBA flags separating the main court from the practice court. Starting to whip up a little bit as Troy Louison scores, and we're tied back up at 12 with 2:44 to play. Maitland. Nice move to get around Troy Louison, and he lays it in, giving Jamaica the lead back.
Nice move
at
indeed,
13-12.
Set him up left, take him to the right, young fella. Nice take.
That was a Victor Mansoure special from back in the day.
You know, crossover left to right. As we see also here, a take with the left and no option but for Gordon to foul there, make him earn. But beautiful take before, you know, you set your man up, you fake like you're going left, crossover Allen Iverson style, left to right, and just finish at the rack. Beautiful to see.
Free throw was up and good by Shamar Baptiste.
Oh, nice steal.
Tied back up at 13. Beautiful find underneath after the steal by Baptiste. And St. Lucia now is back on top by 1. 14-13, 2:15 to play in this contest.
A couple of killers turnovers
Tied
here by
after
Jamaica.
10 minutes. Bailout jumper there as the shot clock was winding down. Don't forget, if we're tied after 10 minutes, we go to overtime, and it's the first team to 2 in OT that takes the win. Almost a little bit of an Elam ending in overtime in this 3-on-3 venue.
That's going to stay here. Jamaica having some troubles, Greg, and try to get some points up. They've made a few turnovers here in the end, and St. Lucia playing hard, challenging them. You see right there, challenging every shot, and he banks it in for a tie game, my friend.
That's a big shot by Wainmi Rose, the 36-year-old from San Juan, Puerto Rico, has Jamaican nationality, so he's playing with Team Jamaica in this event. And now St. Lucia underneath scores with 90 seconds to play. A little hesitation by Maitland. His floater no good. 2 on the way from Louison. That rattles out. Rebound by Rose. Beautiful defense there by Troy Louison. Rose the rebound. Touch pass out to Maitland. He launches the deuce. That's good.
Big shot right there. They really needed that one. Let me see.
Actually, I think, are they going to, again, look from our angle that it went straight through the net, but that might have been short. Missed the rim, but caught the net underneath and was a shot clock violation. So St. Lucia retains the lead at 15-14.
Nice, beautiful reverse there, Craig, as we see St. Lucia. Jamaica, they've been careless a few times with the defense. And you saw right there, you don't have enough time to contemplate or to think about the possession before. You got to make a quick transition from offense to defense, defense to offense. And Jamaica, they got to tighten up a few things here if they want to come up on top. And St. Lucia coming out with a very strong, brave game. Let's see if they can finish it off as we see them for the second time today.
1 minute to play. 15-14 in favor of St. Lucia. Boy, sure looked like he was on the baseline, but the official had good position there. And are they going to say David Gordon stepped on the sideline?
I think it was St. Lucia touched last, so it's going to be Jamaica ball up top.
Okay,
full shot clock as they go down low.
Foster misses underneath. Yeah.
No time to think about it. Got to go next play.
The deuce misses. Foster the rebound. Hanger in the lane, no. Offensive rebound up. No good by Gordon, but he will go to the free throw line with 24.8 to play. And Gordon can tie this one up. That's the angle that I'm used to, Victor. Looking up at the rim from so far below.
Stepped out of bounds. Big turnover here, Jamaica. So still a two-possession game in terms of a shot clock. Both teams will get a shot. Tie game, Craig. Cannot ask for a better setup than this. Copa America live from Miami.
Here's Foster. Guarded by Baptiste. Foster 6'11", Baptiste 6'2". He settles for the outside jumper, misses badly. 5 seconds to play. Baptiste on the drive, left hand off the glass, no. Offensive, rather defensive rebound. And we are going to overtime, our first overtime game of the tournament, tied at 15.
Tied in 15, and Foster got a break there. I believe he had a bad decision on that step back too, and then was late for the closeout. Referees here decide not to call that foul. As we see the first take before, beautiful job indeed that time. Like we've been saying, take the ball to the basket, but Foster perhaps got bailed out there as referees. You like when referees don't call that last call, right? You want the players to be able to finish the game on the floor, but it was a very close one. And indeed, we have overtime, the first overtime of the day. So very close game here. Both teams really need to come out on top.
Yeah, unless it's something pretty egregious on the last play of the game, you're going to let the players decide it. You're not going to let it be decided by a whistle. So again, overtime rules. The team that won the coin flip to start the game has the option to take the ball. And I believe it was Jamaica that won the toss before the game. And now they have the ball. Little jump hook there. Will fall in for Kevin Foster. So Jamaica, 16-15, driving layup off the glass, no. Rebound tipped, grabbed by Rose. Out of bounds, who are they going to say has possession?
I believe right there, foul called on Baptiste right there with that reach in. Angel Martinez saw that, just too much contact. Jamaica try to finish it off here.
Yeah, Jamaica can win. Oh, beautiful strip there by Baptiste. Two-pointer is up and good! Troy Louison wins it for St. Lucia in overtime. The exact same score St. Lucia won by in their opener against Barbados, 17-16. This one on a deuce by Troy Louison in overtime. Gives St. Lucia the win by 1.
The 3-on-3 transition, Craig, comes a lot to about, switch quickly from offense to defense, able to close out and come up to your man. You see right there, Rose just a little bit late on that closeout, Foster. I mean, and just giving up the wide open shot for St. Lucia. And St. Lucia with the big clutch bucket, able to get the win. So you have got to turn the switch quick. As soon as you go up there for the score, you have got to match up and close out. That closeout is crucial to not allow the two-pointers to get people back into this game, or in this case, get St. Lucia the win.
Balanced scoring for St. Lucia in that one. Shamar Baptiste, 4 points. Keegan Preville, 5. Andre Louison had 3, and Troy Louison had 5, including the game-winning two-pointer in overtime. For Jamaica, Kevin Foster had 6. Wayne Rose had 7. Malik Maitland had 1, and David Gordon had 2. So the size for Jamaica gave St. Lucia fits in some stretches in that game, but St. Lucia pulls it out. Our next game, Ecuador and Haiti. First game for both of these teams in this tournament as St. Lucia moves to 2-0. We are now into Pool A. They've got to look at Team Ecuador, 9th overall seed on the men's draw. Martin Rivas, number 5. Number 8, Edward Barrera. Number 10, Alexander Stomer. And number 23, Jordan Zamora. Here we get a look at Haiti. Number 6, Marvin Petillon. Number 8, Farnold Degan. Number 22, Antoine Joseph. And number 26, Junior Santel. Going to see some size in this game, Victor. 3 players on Haiti at 6'6" and above. And for Ecuador, Stomer is 6'6" and Zamora 6'9", to go along with a couple of smaller guys. Rivas at 6 feet and Edward Barrera at 6'2".
And I'm so glad, Craig, to be able to see Haiti, the National Federation, put up a 3x3 team here. This is a country with so much potential, with such a rich love for basketball, and Haiti just has so much to give. So it's good to see them put out a 3x3 team here, be able to compete at this level, and hopefully they can keep on building, not only sustain this growth on the 3x3, but also on the 5-on-5. So it's just so neat for me from my end, having known the history and the growth of the country and the federation. Very happy, very glad to see Haiti out here being able to compete. So interesting game for Ecuador, as they're going to have their hands full, and like you said, especially on the athleticism and the sides.
Here's Degan pulling up. This is his first shot of the game. And here's Stomer. Gets it inside. Jump hook by Zamora misses. And the pull-up by Santiel, no good. Rebound, Rivas. Over now to Stomer, and shot clock winding down. Just 2.1 seconds left on the shot clock. Ecuador is going to have to find something quick here.
Unless they gave a reset on once that ball hit the foot. There was a foot call, Craig, so they reset it, but it won't matter now as we have an air ball there shot. So good start of the defense playing the passing lanes for Haiti.
Off the glass won't go for Antoine Joseph. A double pump there missing by Zamora. And we are scoreless, approaching the 9-minute mark.
Good job that time, sustaining his ground, just forced the man baseline and nowhere to go but commit the turnover. So good defense that time by Ecuador.
Santiel steps on the baseline, and there's the first point of the game, Jordan Zamora. And now here's Dagan on the attack. The scoop won't go off the glass, but the foul called, and Dagan will go to the free throw line. Looked like there was a lot of ball there, Victor.
There was a lot of ball there, and good job by Dagan, kind of forcing the issue. Perhaps he got called for the first foul. The second one seemed like it was clean. But that's what you do, Craig. At this level, you want to put the pressure on the defense and on the referees, that if they got to make a call and you're being the one that's being aggressive towards the basket, that the referees really being that doubt and trying to make the call. So good job that time.
A couple of bigger guys banging there, Antoine Joseph and Jordan Zamora. Zamora misses the free throw left, and Ecuador still looking for its first point of the game. Two-pointer misses left. Wind didn't look like it pushed it that much. Wind blowing right to left as you look at it from the top of the court. Stolen away there. Off the glass, no, but I think Zamora got a piece of that.
You know what happened that time? There was not a clear. He only got 1 foot out. You see right there in attack. He's got to get both feet out in order to get the clearance, and he got a shot out. So good call, good catch by the referee.
Long two is up and good, Antoine Joseph. Gives Haiti a 3-0 lead.
And you see right there, Alexander Stormer with a beautiful spin move. I tell kids all the time, learn the spin move. The ability to change direction while protecting the ball through a spin move is an underrated play for basketball players. So the young ones out there, the ones learning, the ones that are still want to get better, get that spin move on your game, because that one goes a long way.
Two-pointer misses. Some more of the rebound. Little jump
there you go, big boy.
That's good. So Ecuador with its first point of the game, 3-1. And I think that was Joseph that stepped on the baseline.
You see right there, good job sustaining his ground, sliding his feet, and just pushing the man out of bounds.
Not sure if Stormer tried the behind the back pass there or just lost the handle. And now slip. Dagan. Haiti gets it back though, and now two-pointer on the way from Santiel. No good. A two-pointer from the corner is up and good. And we are tied at 3 with 7 minutes to play in this contest, at least in regulation. Gotta note that. Our last game went to overtime as a shot clock violation against Haiti. 2 of the 3 games that we've had so far have gone down to the wire. St. Lucia beating Barbados by 1, 17-16, and then defeating Jamaica in overtime by that same score. Our second game of the day, it was Guyana 20-14 over
Ecuador, Craig, here we spoke about before the game in Haiti's athleticism and how Ecuador would have to handle that, and they have. And how have they handled it? As they have been able to sustain their defensive slides, their defensive game, that one-on-one there. They're being the quicker team to the spots, and that's putting them in this game defensively. So good job here by Ecuador, and offensively, this man right here, number 23, Jordan Zamora, just doing it all for them.
Here's Rivas for 2, and that is good. Rivas gives Ecuador a 6-3 lead. They're on a 6-0 run. And now here's Santel. His deuce is up and good. So a couple of 2-pointers back-to-back by Ecuador and Haiti. Oh, and now a beautiful hesitation move there by Rivas. Got the defender up in the air and then went up for the right-hand layup. That 2-pointer by Pétion is no good. And a steal away from Ecuador. That was Barrera for 2. That missed. Now Santel. His 2-pointer misses. 5:45 to play. Ecuador on top by 2. Started off this game trailing 3-0 and then went on a 6-0 run. 2-pointer no good from the right wing by Degan. Now here's the attack by Rivas. Tried to split the trees, had it rejected, got his own ball back, put it up off the glass and in, and now Ecuador on top by 3, 8-5.
Experienced play by Rivas that time. He took it to 2 guys, had the ball kind of like semi-blocked before he was going up, just picked it up right quickly and went up with it. Experienced play by Rivas, just a heads up, smart decision.
He's been playing sanctioned 3-on-3 events since 2015. 27-year-old from Guayaquil. Half the game elapsed, at least as far as the clock goes, as Rivas has it poked away out of bounds. It'll be Ecuador ball up top.
And we saw there that start, a pick and roll, and this is something that perhaps Ecuador can take advantage. Running more pick and rolls to try to get Haiti to switch and get their big Jordan Zamora to the basket and try to get a look. So perhaps a little bit more pick and roll to try to spread out the third player on the weak side and try to get that dish, because, you know, you want to try to confuse Haiti with the switches on the defensive end.
Zamora's long jumper missed there, and now here comes Antoine Joseph. He puts up the deuce, and that is good. Haiti back to within 1, 4.5 minutes to play, 8-7. And now a substitution as Pétion sits down. And here comes Edward Barrera back on for Ecuador. Barrera launches the 2. That rattles out. Rebound, Junior Santel. Outside to Joseph. He has it poked out of there.
And I'm not sure I agree with that. I think Joseph was initiating the contact. You see right there, as he tried to scoop it up. Alexander Stormer had the position. Is he going to give it right back to them? So good compensation, perhaps, and trying to get that ball back. But, you know, that's how the game goes, the flow a little bit, so Ecuador gets it back.
Nice defense by Stomer against the larger player. And now Ecuador on top again by 2, 9-7. Here comes Degan. The lob inside. That is up off the glass and good. Nice find by Degan. Barrera loses it on the spin.
Now they did. Now they got the clear.
Joseph misses the 3, but Haiti gets it back. Now here's Santel. He gets fouled.
Yeah, Sanchez that time just allowed his player to get positioned down low. That's too late. Nothing you can do but to foul him and make him earn it at the line. Junior Santel. So if you're Ecuador, you want to fight for position early, and which they have. Ecuador has been the quickest team here to start this game. As a matter of fact, they're in this game and winning this game because of their speed to the spots, on their closeouts, on their rotation. Defensively, Ecuador has had a better show in this first 5 minutes.
Our fourth game of the day, Ecuador and Haiti, alongside Victor Mansouri. I'm Craig Fada. This is the 2022 FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup Championship Tournament. Starting off with the men's draw, the first women's game coming up at approximately 12:25 p.m. Eastern Time between Chile and Jamaica. We've got 3 more men's games before that. Our next game coming up here at approximately 11:10 a.m. is going to be between Jamaica and Barbados.
We had a crossover with a step back. Just too bad that Stormer couldn't finish, but nice move, young fella.
That would have made the highlight reel. Do a little video edit on that and make sure it goes in. And beautiful find underneath. Zamora goes up and jams it home with 2 hands. My goodness, they might want to check the basket support after that one. Zamora, 287 pounds on the dunk.
That's
It's
right.
Ecuador, the 1-point lead. Here comes Pétion. And now Degan.
Set him up. Oh, that's
Shot
too bad.
won't
Nice
go.
take.
Yeah. More of the rebound. Here comes Rivas. Clock at 3. He's got to put it up. .216 to play in this one. Ecuador on top of Haiti by 1. Haiti started off this game on top 3-0, and then Ecuador went on a 6-0 run. It's been back and forth since then, and that looks like it's going to be a shot clock violation. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Greg, I think the referee got called there on that shooting act. There's perhaps some contact on the shooting arm, as we see the beautiful dunk here, beautiful camera angle too by Zamora. Just go up, young man.
And that's the thing about a dunk in this game. You can't pose too long because the other team's going to take it out and score right back on you while you're still hanging on the rim.
Hey, transition all day. Switch defense, offense. You cannot, like you said, you cannot just stay celebrating. You got to get back as Ecuador misses both free throws. So big opportunity miss here for them as they could have counted those 2.
The tip won't go, and the rebound pulled out of there, but then lost by Antoine Joseph.
But Zamora early on, Craig, just showing us all kinds of skill, putting the ball on the deck, playing in the post, able to dunk the ball. You know, he is definitely putting Ecuador, as we count right there at the basket, Ecuador on the map.
Drive. Yeah, Alexander. We're going to go with the names that they prefer on the backs of their jerseys. Alexander Guerra. And he's going to go to the line for the and 1 to try to give Ecuador a 3-point lead. With 1:45 to play, he converts, and it's 12-9. Fouls not a factor just yet. Haiti with just 4 team fouls. Ecuador 1 fewer. That deuce misses. Pétion had it and then lost it out of bounds.
Pétion was thinking about going up before he actually had the ball in his hands. It just kind of had a little bit of soap in it, and he was not able to grab it.
Shot clock at 3. Here comes Martinez. Right hand scoop won't go. Rebound tipped and then tracked down in the corner by Degan. Now here's Santel over to Joseph. His 2-pointer no good. Martinez on the attack. Gets up in the air. And they're going to say he lost it out of bounds, and that's going to be Haiti ball. 1:04 to play. Haiti trailing by 3.
Ecuador put themselves, they've had a good defensive game so far. That is settling, Haiti's settling for the outside shots. That's why they only have 9 points here. You see right there, another outside shot. If I'm Haiti, I want to be taking that ball to the basket.
Inside of a minute, Sanchez off the glass and in. Big bucket there.
Just like that.
Sanchez gives Ecuador a 4-point lead, 45 seconds to play. Turnaround baseline, Jay, no good by Santel. And now Petillon, his two-pointer is up and good. 13-11. 35 seconds to play. Ecuador running a little bit of clock. You can't run too much with a 12-second shot clock.
And here's that pick and roll that we spoke about. This time a handoff to Guerra, and Zamora able to, or Cardenas, as he's using his name on his shirt, just roll to the basket. You definitely want to use that, especially when you got a big man like him, who's plays strong, plays tall. Use that pick and roll, use that dribble handoff, and then roll to the basket.
Shooters roll on the free throw, and it's back to a three-point edge for Ecuador. 19 seconds to play. Here's Joseph. The shot off the glass won't go. Cardenas the rebound, and that should just about do it. Inside to Cardenas. He misses the dunk, but a foul called with 4.6 to play. And it looks like Ecuador is going to come away with the win against Haiti. Free throw is good.
And this will be team foul 7, so Ecuador shooting 2 makes the first one, and we'll get the second one on the bonus.
And Cardenas ices it. It's going to finish up 16-11. Ecuador over Haiti.
Next up, we got Barbados versus Jamaica. Barbados versus Jamaica.
Our next contest coming up in just a few minutes. It's going to be Barbados versus Jamaica. As we look at the stats from this one, Martin Martinez, 5 points for Ecuador. Edward Sanchez had 1. Alexander Guerra had 2. And Jordan Cardenas had 8. Just two two-pointers made by Ecuador in that game. For Haiti, it was Marvin Petillon with 2 points. Fano Degan had 1, Antoine Joseph had 5, and Junior Saintel had 3.
Next up, Team Jamaica.
So again, Jamaica right back into action. They lost in overtime against St. Lucia just a short while ago, 17-16. Jamaica changing uniforms to take on Barbados in this one.
A must-win game here, Craig, for both of these teams. Jamaica and Barbados having lost to St. Lucia on their first matchup. You have got to come out here with the win. So expect both of these teams to be the aggressor. Our biggest, I think, point of emphasis this morning has been, the closeouts. Once you're able to make that switch in terms of I'm on offense, I've scored. Now I got to close out on my man. I got to play defense. We see there Glenn Clark in the back from the Barbados National Federation. Great to see him. He's been involved with the FIBA World a lot. That transition, that closeout, the ability to sustain your ground on the one-on-one is really what makes the difference on the 3-on-3, because if you sustain your ground on that one-on-one, now you don't have to scramble. You don't have to go into helps and defensive rotations. So that's a key factor. Hopefully Barbados and Jamaica can do a better job here on their second game.
Clark commented on my Facebook post that he hoped to see you and I here in Miami.
Glenn Clark, just a man who really has done so much for Barbados and, FIBA in general. So good to see him still involved. And being able to get this Barbados 3-on-3 team here, 3x3 team here, competing at the Copa America, and Barbados with the N1 there. So once again, that closeout that we spoke about is crucial, sustaining your ground.
Hunt gives Barbados a 2-0 lead. Again, to review the rosters for both of these teams, playing their second games each. 2-pointer missed by David Gordon. For Jamaica, it's Kevin Foster, Wyoming Rose, Malik Maitland, and David Gordon. For Barbados, Rashid Maynard, Deroni Hurley, Deveron Knight, and Joel Hunt. Barbados now with a 4-0 lead following that 2-pointer.
A lot of game here still for Jamaica. You know, stay disciplined. Don't hang your heads thinking that you're down 4-0. There's plenty of game to get back on this.
Kick out to Maynard. His shot high off the glass is up and in. Pretty shot there by Rashid Maynard.
Rashid Maynard, he can create. So that time he just had a wide open lane, took the ball to his right, strong right. Once again, Jamaica has got to do a better job on the closeouts.
Now the 2-pointer from the corner missing by Joel Hunt. The attack by Rose. His shot is up and good. And another 2-pointer by Barbados. And they're up 7-1.
And Maynard has already early on, Craig. You know, Rashid Maynard, we just know he's a handful. He can put the ball on the deck. He can score from the outside. So this is one of them guys that you really have got to stop him, or else you're going to be for a long night. He can score the basketball.
7-3 after the 2-pointer. I believe that was Kevin Foster that scored that deuce for Jamaica. Nice play there by Rose to throw it off the defender and save possession. Shot clock at 5. Somebody lost track of Deroni Hurley, and he gets the easy lay-in. And it's 8-3 in favor of Barbados. This would be a little bit of an upset here. Barbados seeded 18th in this game. Jamaica seeded 11th. Step back 3 as the shot clock expires. Just missed, and rebound for Jamaica. Here comes Maitland on the attack. His shot is up and in, and it's 8-4. Now the deuce in response. No good by Maynard. Taken out of there by Maitland. Maitland's floater is in, and it's 8-5. Jamaica chipping its way back into this game. But now the close look by Deveron Knight makes it 9-5. It's the highest scoring game I think we've seen so far. At least the most points early on in a game. Barbados already with 9.
To Barbados, you know, able to put up those 9 points, Craig. But at the same time, I think Jamaica can do a better job on the defensive end. They seem a step slower getting to those closeouts, like you mentioned, being able to defend that yard there, you know, that's close to the 3-point arc or the 2-point arc in this case. So Jamaica's got to tighten up their defense and not allow Barbados just an easy breezy going here. South Florida, South Miami feel, you know, just a good vibe in order to score those points. Jamaica's got to make it a bit harder for them.
Speaking of breezy, you can see some of the flags and cloth coverings on some of the tables blowing in the background a little bit. We are outdoors on the main court at AT&T East Plaza outside FTX Arena in Miami. Wind has not seemed to be much of a factor so far, but a pretty consistent right to left breeze. Stronger at times than others, but again, has not seemed to have had much effect, at least as of yet. Now the drive by Joel Hunt, and he gets fouled. So Hunt to the free throw line. Free throw good, and it's 10-6 in favor of Barbados. Jamaica turns it over. Nice defense there by Foster not to give outside the restricted area.
We have plenty of action. That's this possession here. The Jamaican players, getting position down low. Good no call that time. But then just that last reach by Kevin Foster, just reaching out and kind of getting him in the arm. But once again, Greg, I don't want to keep emphasizing this, but Jamaica, the reason why they were helping is because they were getting beaten. So they have got to do a better job on that one-on-one defense.
And the travel by Rose. Tried to get away with a little Euro step there, but feet didn't come down at the same time. Did a little jump stop Euro step, and the official said, nuh-uh.
That's the stuff you can get away at practice with. In practice, ain't nobody going to call that, but not here, my friend.
And the 3-on-3 game does have a playground feel to it, but that's one of those that they're going to whistle every time. Strong move to the rack. Won't go for Knight, and now the 2 misses. Rebound by Hunt. Scoring has slowed a little bit in this one, especially for Barbados. 5:45 to play. Barbados on top by 4.
We see players coming in and out. You call your own subs. You don't have your coaches on your roster. He's part of the program, but he's not on the court itself. So it's up to the players, to communicate who's coming through. Obviously, you got a game plan established before, and then you also have the reads of the game, the flow of the game. But it's just a different setup, a nice setup to see. Like we said, 3-on-3, just 3x3, just becoming an unbelievable sport and an Olympic sport. So it's good to see it as a way for guys to get involved with basketball, organized competition.
Yeah, it's really exploded in the last decade. And what's nice is for some of these smaller federations, Victor, you don't need 5 players. You don't need a full roster of 12. You can take your best 3 or 4 players in the country, put them on a 3-on-3 roster, and have them be pretty competitive with a lot of teams in your region. Whereas if you had a 5-on-5 game and a 12-person roster, you might not be as competitive because of the depth. Plus,
100%.
There's fewer travel costs involved.
So 100%, Craig.
You don't have to travel all 12 players plus the support staff.
For countries, communities, places, really trying to develop basketball, and try to get a venue, an opportunity for people to play, kids to play. This is the one. You're 3-on-3, half court, less players on your roster, just able to get guys rep. You see right there, Foster going up with it. It's the same exact game, just with a bit of a rules modification. So, yes, this is a great way to develop basketball players at the highest level.
Well, I didn't think Barbados took that one out cleanly. Rashid Maynard draws the foul. And Jamaica can pull to within 1 here, and they do on the free throw. I beg your pardon, Barbados with the free throw. Rashid Maynard scores, making it a 5-point game at 14-9. 5 team fouls already for Jamaica. Barbados has not committed an infraction.
See if they put 1 second back on the shot clock here or not, if they're going to call the shot clock violation perhaps. We'll see it as we come back. Or they might even review this, or they put 1 second. Yeah, I thought so. I thought the timeout, the ball went out of bounds with a second to go. So they're going to have to put this shot up real quick once the ball gets checked back in.
I'm curious as to why Team Barbados on A couple of their players have the number blacked out. See Knight and Hunt, they both have that number 2 blacked out. I think there's a piece of cloth over it. It's not like they don't allow numbers over 20 because David Gordon's wearing 23.
Yeah, good question. Maybe we can get some inside info on that, Maybe we've seen this happen in all kinds of tournaments, all different levels, just to make sure that the protocols are being followed. So, good looking unis. Maybe they just need to make a few adjustments there.
There's that quick shot. Goes out of bounds either way. It's going to be a turnover.
And Barbados with the upper hand, Craig, with 3:50 to go. If they can get a few more buckets here, they're going to put themselves in the driver's seats throughout the way.
That hanger misses. Pulled out of there by Maitland. Maitland circles all the way back around. Off the square and in.
Good left take, the ability to hang in there, left-handed player, you see, took it to the strong side, took the hit, the bump, the concentration and the strength to finish that up top. So good job by Maitland there, taking the ball to his left side.
Free throw up and good. And Jamaica back to within 3. Jamaica now the rebound off the miss, and here comes Rose. Scoop shot. That's up and good. 14-12 now. Barbados the turnover. And all of a sudden, Jamaica is running. Rose bumped on his way to the bucket. That's going to be Barbados ball.
Looking at the ref, trying to see if the ref could bail him out. No call that time. It's going to be Barbados ball, like you said. Let's see if they can get Maynard back in play. He's been their main player so far. Here he is.
Shot blocked. Rose elevated and knocked that one out of there. Was that Rose or was that Foster? No, it was Rose on the block. Jamaica can tie it with a 2. Here's Gordon. Shot clock at 3. Baseline jumper is good. Malik Maitland scores, and he gets Jamaica back to within 1. 2:46 to play.
You see here, pass to
Shot
the
clock
left.
under 5 seconds.
And then go get it. I haven't seen too much yet, Craig, and I've been looking for this, especially on the check balls, on the balls up top, where you would see guys running plays. You would see either pick and roll coming or pass and go screen on the opposite side, screens away from the ball. It's really important that you execute, especially here with 2:38 and just a 1-point game, and try to get into your set so you can get good looks.
And Victor, a key call there. The officials went and looked at it. The 3-point attempt, as the shot clock was winding down, never hit the rim. So it ended up being a shot clock violation. Now we're tied up at 14. Knight misses the close jumper, 2:20 to play. Jamaica has climbed all the way back into this one. They looked like they were dead in the water for a few moments, but they seem to have found some new energy here. Shot clock winding down, 2-pointer misses. And it's going to be Barbados ball. I beg your pardon, it's going to be Jamaica ball.
You can see guys breathing hard a little bit. And once you don't have those fresh legs under you no more, that's where you got to execute and make good decisions. I know easier said than done for us out here. We can say it as a 3-point shot there by Jamaica, but you got to make good decisions.
Wyoming Rose gives Jamaica the lead at 16-14. Barbados could not answer, but now here comes Maynard. His step back, long 1-point attempt was no good. And here's Rose holding a little bit. Shot clock inside 5. Rose Tried the backhand pass. 3-point attempt, no good by Gordon. And it's Barbados ball, trailing by 2. Maynard for 2. That rings out. And the foul on the rebound committed by Kevin Foster as he pushes the smaller player to the floor.
And we see how confidence is such an important factor, Craig. You know, we saw Jamaica trail. They were behind, and it seemed like they were hanging their heads a little bit, you know, kind of like you were said, you know, a little bit flat, you know. And then all of a sudden you start getting back into the game. You start making a couple of shots. You go up. Now we see on the other side, you know, Barbados kind of like not as sharp, getting a second or two late to their position. So stay focused. There's plenty of time here for both teams to walk out of here with a good chance.
Wow, the quick move by Hunt off of the check. Rose
good
bumped,
no call.
Yep. Now the kick out inside of a minute. Shot missed and rebound to Rose. 52 seconds to play. Rose tried to find Foster underneath. Two-pointer just missing. Foster the rebound. Jamaica on top by 1. Driving layup with the right hand by Foster is good. And now it's Jamaica by 2. Yeah. Fall away floater in the lane, no good by Maynard. And there you can see on Deveron Knight that piece of cloth coming off in front. It's actually 0-3, which would not be the appropriate nomenclature, numerical protocols. On a single digit, there should be no 0 in front of it. You are allowed double 0 because you can have a 0 and a double 0 on a roster. But you can't have 0-1, 0-7. That's just got to be 1 or 7.
Yep. No, you nailed that one, Craig. And also here with the 23 seconds left, Barbados should not foul. It is a one-possession game. What you want to do is you want to stay in front and not foul, or else the shot clock is going to keep resetting. Let Jamaica play out the 12 seconds. If you're Barbados, you're going to get a possession back, and you're going to get a chance for the 2. So you got to make a decision. It's one of those two. Either don't foul, and you're going to have the last 10 seconds for yourself, or you start playing the foul game and making to the free throw line. That's what's going to happen here.
Well, Foster on the drive, splits the defenders and draws the foul. Foster coming out of there a little gingerly. Foster trying to ice this one. Free throw is up and good. It's a 3-point lead now for Jamaica, 18-15.
And Jamaica here with a big mistake after the bucket. It is automatic Barbados ball. They play the ball inside the cylinder you see right there. I believe that was Gordon, and Gordon got called for the tech.
Yeah.
So you don't want to give the freebies right here. You got to know, you got to play the rules the right way. As Barbados now, they're going to have possession to try to tie this up.
Yeah. Free throw is good by Maynard. 18-16, 17.7 to play. Maynard on the drive. Little bounce pass to Knight. Shot blocked, but a foul called. I believe that's going to be on Gordon.
And because Jamaica is on this, that's the 7th. It's going to be the 8th team foul. Barbados going to shoot 2 here, trying to tie this game up.
So Deveron Knight gets the first free throw, gets Barbados back to within 1. Forget Barbados lost their opener 17-16 in the first game of the tournament to St. Lucia. And Knight gives Barbados the lead. 8 seconds to play. Here's Foster, has it stolen away. Maynard now, out right side, gets it back. And Barbados on a pair of free throws takes down Jamaica by the score of 19-18.
Well, I think the Jamaican players, if they're going to talk this thing over here right after the game, they would do a few things differently, especially that technical foul after the free throw made, really put them in a bad position. And Barbados got nothing to do with that. They're going to take advantage, and good job executing here in the end, and a humongous win for this Barbados team, especially because the time they were really behind with just a couple of seconds left. And this is a huge win for them in pool play.
First up, we have team
Deveron Knight with the game-winning free throws.
First up, Corina de Frietas.
Good final stats on this one. Not been uploaded as of yet. Final scores in there, but not the point totals for the individual players. Our next contest, Puerto Rico and Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago.
What a classic this is, Craig. Both countries, huge basketball countries. We know the passion they have for basketball and for 3x3. So both Trinidad and Puerto Rico, these are countries that absolutely live for this. I bet you everybody back home watching